RJ Melendez, Derek. Let's bring up the star of the game tonight. I did give it to him over Kofi Coburn in my quick hits, just because Kofi had a lot of turnovers that really hurt Illinois. But RJ with 14 points, a career high, 6 rebounds, a career high. I was not the guy 2 weeks ago after Northwestern to say, give RJ Melendez 20 minutes. I'm there now, Derek. Like, I think this guy has deserved 15 to 20 minutes a game now, just based on what he's doing. He's calm, he's confident, and he just gives you something you don't have. And he makes shots. I mean, 14 points on 4 field goals tonight. It's ridiculous. But I thought he was just as good on the defensive side. 2 steals, a block that showed off, his ability, because he got beat on it, but had the speed, the athleticism to close and get a block on a layup attempt. But then 6 boards. I thought he came up with some huge rebounds late. 1 on the Alfonso Plummer airball 3 to get free throws, and then to be able to get the rebound towards the end of the game that kind of closed this thing. He looks like a star. Brad Underwood's been saying it. Let's buy all the RJ Melendez stock if there's any at a decent price right now, because he's playing ridiculous, and he's going to play a key role, feels like.
I think it's still worth the buy at this point in time. And I think he's got tremendous upside because he checks a lot of boxes in terms of having the length, having the athleticism, having the motor that he's certainly shown. He has some trust in terms of what he brings defensively. And then to make shots, like that was one thing that they really identified with all 3 of these freshmen, is be able to stretch the floor and be shot makers from the perimeter, and to make 2 corner threes. I think you said 7 of 10 now from 3 on the year. I know he hasn't put up a bunch of clips overall, but it's a guy that has shown his confidence. He's got a coolness about him, but also just a motor and a willingness to go make any play that's available out there. Also, I think a very high IQ player, which is something that is very valuable for a team that's had turnover issues or just not making smart basketball plays. So with Grandison in the rut that he's in, that only compounds the urgency and the desire from fans to want to see him more. And as you said, I fully agree that he deserves it.
Yeah, I think Grandison's still going to get 20 minutes plus a game, and I think he should. I think he's a really important piece of this team. But RJ playing 17 minutes tonight, I like that. I think moving forward, that certainly can be the case for you. And if Grandison continues to struggle, Grandison had 6 rebounds tonight. I'll give him that. But RJ, his percentages on rebounding are way higher. He's a way more athletic player. And right now he's a better defender. But you said it, Derek, on top of all those physical tools, there's a calm, cool, just confidence about him. I mean, he made 6 free throws, most of them clutch tonight, and it's not a big deal to him. And he's been saying, like, the last couple of weeks, like, hey, I was confident I could do this stuff. I just need to earn it and get my chance. And now I'm doing it, but he's not seemingly getting crazy with all the attention he's now getting. I think that's so important. And there's a couple players I think we've seen maybe in the last 10 years that are similar to him. But Tevion Jones, I just don't know if the basketball IQ was quite there. But we were tantalized by his length and athleticism, and he could make some shots too, but he just wasn't reliable, right? I thought Joseph Bertrand had some flashes of those things, but RJ is the kind of athlete I probably haven't seen as a consistent role player since Brian Randall. And Brian Randall didn't have the confidence, I think, offensively in his skill to do what RJ is doing. So Brad says he's going to be a star. I believe him now, based on, especially in these last 2 games, but really the just continued quick progress he's making.
Yeah, he's a unique piece, especially in the context of what the rest of the roster looks like without the same kind of length and athleticism on the wing. And we've seen players like that at Michigan State and around the league for a long time. And it was important to be able to identify that. I do think it is something we saw with Coleman or just other guys who taste success and try to just do too much or try to, make something more out of it and maybe get a little too excitable. But so far, I know it's still a small window. He's played within himself, but been confident. Like stepping up and making the shots at Purdue was very impressive. Then to wait his turn and come in tonight and provide the energy and be efficient has been very impressive for a guy that at one point in December, early January could have said, I don't know. This is an older team, a team that's winning, a team that maybe doesn't need me this year, or just battling through that whole kind of a process. He's stayed the course, and he's in for a significant role in the stretch if he continues to play this way and continue to lean into this.
I think right now I would have him rest of season. Does he play the most bench minutes for Illinois? Or I gotta let the people. We got to talk about what the people. Does he start at some point, Derek? Like, I think I like him coming off the bench with that energy. And if Coleman can do that, man, you saw that flash of the future, didn't you? Coleman leading the break confidently, dishing to RJ for a dunk where it looked like it was like, what, a step inside the free throw line. That was a flash of what Illinois hopes the future is. But those guys just really lift your ceiling. And if you can get Andre going at some point, just consistency, I don't know if we're ever going to get out of Andre Carpello. I think he's just kind of the roll of the dice player, but that just incredibly lifts this team's ceiling if those guys can just continually give you energy off the bench.
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about him starting right now. I know fans will bang the table for it, and especially, again, if Jake struggles or even nights when DeMonte doesn't make shots, it's something that's going to be talked about. But a 15 to 20 minute on a consistent basis off the bench, and then just kind of a read and react if one of those guys is struggling, then just kind of give him more minutes. And clearly we've seen, whether it was against Northwestern and Evanston or in this game, Brad's not afraid to throw him out there in crunch time and some important minutes. So I think that's the most important thing, is just giving him opportunities and allowing him to get significant chunks of playing time. And we'll see what Coleman can do here going forward. I think that is in the mix as well, because RJ can play a little bit the 4, some at the 3, but yeah, the upside is there, and hopefully he continues to put it all together.